Brown guy with tattoos. I think I'm covered. We're looking for a brown guy with tattoos. Perfect.
Is that the AK day?
That was the AK day. So
chest blasted?
Chest. He just what?
How about this? We'll give something for the listeners. All right.
Dude, if people understood that they can get slapped at any fucking point in time, they would legitimately shut the fuck up. Fucking take the labels off of this shit. If they want to drink the bleach, drink the bleach. So day drinking, and I was like,
I caught that. I'm like, motherfucker! It's 11.
We're at work.
11 o'clock.
It's 11 o'clock in the morning.
Work at least.
It's 11
I
o'clock
was
in the
at work
morning.
too, but I was like, yes.
Now it's time for you to talk about blood dick.
Right.
Why the fuck were you guys talking about that before the fucking episode? Hashtag blood dick.
So awesome.
Listen, welcome to the Covert Standard.
Safari Land bucket. Telling you, so awesome.
Jesus
Someone
Christ.
got a new gun.
Someone got a new gun in holster, and he won't stop fucking playing with it. What's going on, guys? That's right. You're listening to the Covert Standard. Thanks for joining us. Let's go to knock the sponsor out of the way. We've got Stone Cold Works at stonecoldworks.com. He is your place that you go to paint shit. That's it.
Guns.
That's
He
it.
paints
Everything.
guns.
He
Very
paint-
talentedly.
He can.
Talentedly.
If you have a
Okay.
stainless steel dildo at the house, and you want it to be Cerakoted a brown color,
Ooh, why would it be brown?
because it has to be brown.
Well, can it be like
So
Simpsons
then
yellow?
it'd have to bring,
No,
it'd
it's
have
gotta
to
be
bring
brown.
it smaller, or
No.
you have to shrink in its size.
No, I didn't say Asian small. See,
No.
we have a problem with that. You don't worry about that. Well, I'm talking about just regular brown. He can go ahead and Cerakote it any type of color you want. Just send it over to stonecoldworks.com. And he's got his whole price sheet online. He's a really good friend of ours, and he's really good at what he does. We've been posting this stuff on our social media, so if you want some examples and stuff, you could definitely check it out there. So Stone Cold Works, let him know that Covert Standard sent you over there.
Very, very talented dude. No doubt.
Did you see that? Did you see the recent one he did? The recent post of like the Gucci gun? It's not even Gucci. What is it? Like Louis Vuitton?
Yes.
Louis Vuitton.
He made a Louis Vuitton
AR pistol.
What was it? Yeah, it was an AR pistol that he had painted. It was like brown and gold, and it came out really fucking. I mean,
Yeah.
I wouldn't paint my gun that way,
No, of course not. But it still looked good.
but it looked good. Like
Yeah.
he did a fucking good job on that. That's pretty.
Definitely not
I like
not my
that
bag.
40 round mag.
Yeah. Yeah.
It looks fucking dope. I'm
Got
sorry,
that
he did a really
stendo.
good job on it.
Got
I like Exynos.
I really do
I
like it.
Exynos.
I really do like it.
So
But
good.
anyway, yeah. So I really want him to work on a couple of my guns. Just I just don't know what to start with, and I don't know if I want to do all of my guns like colors. You know,
Yeah, I got one gun picked out. I just gotta have the spare funds.
I've actually thought about it. I'm going to be SBRing everything.
Yeah.
That's it. I'm SBRing everything. I've already put it in my head. I want a 5.56. I want a 300 blackout. I want a shot. Did you know that I had no idea about Dillon's SBS until the other day? Like I knew about it, but like the first time that I put this,
I knew about it.
Yeah, but the first time I put it in my hands was when I went to go pick up my dog from his house.
He's heard
I
that for a
fucking
while now.
I know, but like that was the first time I ever put my hands on it.
It's like why I only have one shotgun, because it's my favorite shotgun.
I fucking
You only need
love that shotgun. So I'm gonna make one of those too. I'm gonna buy one of those Remington. What is it? Remington?
870s.
No, the TAC was it TAC 14, and just switch the stock on it.
Yep.
So I'm
Yep.
thinking about doing a Remington TAC 14, switch the stock on it.
Yep.
Not have an SBS. So I want one of those too. Have you ever shot a shotgun with a suppressor on it, or ever been near one? Because I've never have been.
No, now with the
I'm not shot
not,
it.
Not
One of my guys has one.
Have you heard it? Is it?
Not in
does
person.
it? You haven't heard it? Okay.
It's,
I mean, I heard it like through glass.
No Country for Old Men. Kind of quiet.
Well, I'm curious because I've never actually been around one, heard one, or shot one. So I'm really curious to find out how well it actually suppresses.
I'm sure it's not movie quiet.
Why would you want one?
I really don't.
So then random, just bringing it up.
Yeah, just curious.
I like
curiosity.
No,
I
I
like
want a
those
shotgun.
short-
No, because I don't have a shotgun.
Yeah, short barrel.
Right,
Then,
but you don't want a shotgun suppressor.
No, I didn't. I never thought about it.
I'm just curious on how well it works.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those things because most suppressors are not movie quiet. You know, suppressors for shotguns didn't exist when No Country for Old Men came out.
They had potatoes.
I know, but still, it was awesome.
Well, you know what's more awesome is that shotgun suppressors exist because of that movie. That movie came out, made it look awesome, and then everybody made it happen. Let's invent that now.
So we need to make a movie and then do some ridiculous shit, and then people will come out with it.
Yeah, sure.
We're going to be stuck on that first part there for a while. First, we got to make a movie.
It's got to be good.
What kind of movie?
Then we can go ahead and do that.
Yeah. Talking about making a shit show movie that we'd make, and then we're comparing it to the masterpiece of No Country for Old Men.
We could do it.
The SBR 556 that I want to make, I'm going through that problem. I'm going through the problem of the suppressor that I have that uses a ratcheting system. And in order for me to take that suppressor off of the I have to press a button to unratchet it. So I want to shroud it. I want to put it in the actual handguard. Like I want it to be,
super short and have no speed behind it.
No, I wouldn't say super short. I'm going with 10 and a half, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
10 and a half, and it's a
like
6.5 inch
14-inch rail or something like that.
Yeah, and it's a 6.5 inch suppressor, so it equals out to about 17 inches total.
Yeah.
So, and that's, I'm down with that, but I have to be able to take it off,
Yeah. Just to get a really holy handguard and then poke it.
Just poke it. Poke it and ratchet it.
Sounds terrible. Fucking just get a black 300 black down.
D2.
Oh, I'm going to do that too.
D2.
I think that one might be a direct thread though.
Yeah.
Did the same kind of thing. Direct thread for what? What are you talking about?
For the 300 black, I think I might buy like the because I don't have a 30 cal suppressor yet.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about just saying fuck it and buying a 30 cal suppressor that's direct thread, so that way I don't have to really worry.
If you do that, make sure that you get the right tapered barrel, like the thing Sig's doing, or Sig has been doing, and now other people's are copying it, like that Faxon barrel I bought.
Oh, okay.
Because direct threads just walk the fuck off constantly. So if your barrel has that taper, it helps keep it on much, much nicer. That's the reason all these ratchet systems work, because they all want to walk off. Even with some fucking fancy-ass ratchet system, they always want to walk off. You fucking dump a mag real quick, and then all of a sudden your suppressor's loose, and it's affecting your accuracy.
That 51T, though, I've shot those things, hundreds and thousands of rounds out of one of those things, and they seem to hold on pretty well.
51T.
The breakouts, the AAC, their ratcheting system for their suppressors, it's called the 51T.
That's the whole point of it. That's the whole point of the ratchet system, is because direct threads walk.
Sure.
So I'm not saying that they don't work. I would say they fail a lot of the time, but they don't fail the majority of the time, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
So I went to Vegas.
Yeah, I was about to say, tell me about Shot.
Come on, man.
It was dirty. It was dirty as fuck. Like, the Sin City is so accurate. I walked past the largest strip club. I mean, self-proclaimed, obviously, but largest strip club in the world. Lots of
largest strip club
in the world. Yes.
Is that like square footage largest?
Is that like big bitches?
Or is it large women?
So I can't tell you, but
is it because we're on podcast?
Building.
Is it a non-binary strip club?
Oh,
these are very important questions.
Chase, you and I have this in common. We both hate strippers. So.
I don't like strippers. You're absolutely right.
So going to strip clubs, there happens to be strippers there. So I generally don't enjoy that experience. Lots of strippers, lots of prostitutes. Real awkward for that aspect.
For them, because you already have your pants off, or what's the?
I would hate to be single in Vegas. This is all I kept on thinking. Like, Jesus. Like everything's turned into like a commodity and a dollar amount here. That like, how the fuck do you go out and
it's a rich man's paradise.
Right. If you're very rich, there's everything for sale there. But
it's like the perfect place. Like you just buy everything.
Right. But like if you're just an average Joe just living in Vegas, like goddamn, no wonder you never want to go to the Strip. And that's common. Anybody that lives in Vegas, they don't really live near the Strip unless you're a real scumbag. Anyways, cool stuff.
Yeah, let's hear about the show.
Cool stuff. So hung out with Marty Daniel one evening, so that was pretty damn cool.
Yeah.
But the show, there's all kinds of different shit. I will say this: 2020 is the year of 545. I feel like, because there are multiple people that are coming out this year with 545 AKs.
Is it because you really want one, so you just notice it more?
No. Well, okay, I do really want one. That is true, but also Arsenal hasn't had them imported in years. They're making a point to import some of them this year. The Palmetto State Armory is starting to make 545 rifle. Riley Defense, my guys that I like a lot, starting to make 545 rifle.
But you get what I'm saying, though, right? Like, so, like, before I bought my truck, for instance, I really didn't pay attention to how often I see it or how many times on the road. But right when I started wanting one, I just see it everywhere.
Yeah, but there's a limited number of people that make AKs.
Sure.
No one made a 5.45.
Yeah. Okay. Makes sense.
We sold there was a real piece of shit 5.45 put together. It looked like it was built on a Bulgarian kit, but someone destroyed it. All the rivets needed to be ground out, kicked out, and then the whole gun rebuilt. Total piece of shit. Sold for $700.
Okay.
5.45s are in fucking high demand, and the manufacturers are finally recognizing that.
Sure. Yeah.
So there's a lot more options that are coming out this year. I'm pretty excited about it.
You think the ammo will come back cheaper?
I mean, it's already cheap. I think everything with AKs is perspective, because you have those guys that think of AKs as cheap guns, and it's the same thing for the ammo. It's cheap ammo. So, like, no, it's not going to be cheaper by a significant amount as what it is now, but it's already cheaper than 5.56.
Yeah.
Which is pretty fucking cheap as far as I'm concerned. You know, it's, again, perspective, because the guys that think back, yeah, but it used to be fucking nothing when we were getting all the surplus stuff. Okay, but the surplus days are gone. Same thing with surplus AKs. Surplus AKs are gone. You used to be able to get fucking super high quality made Chinese AKs for fucking $250, right?
Arsenals, when I first started working for a gun shop, I remember that you could get an Arsenal and a Saiga. Both of those were like rarely available on the market. I remember I used to be able to get one for like $550.
Yep, $1,000 now.
Russian made.
$1,000 or more.
Or more. Like these things are selling for $1,100 to $1,200 now. Yep. And these a lot of these rifles they're used. You know, like it's not even, they're not brand new from factory. A lot of them are like just rebuilt, and then they put them back on the table, and people buy $1,200. You know.
Yeah.
So
I think the perspective of AKs being cheap guns has started to go away. We're getting American produced guns that are in that like $600 to $700 range, and they are higher and higher quality American-made AKs have had major strides in the last 5 years. Back in the day of IO, they were garbage.
I love it. I love that the fucking 5.45 is coming back. You think 10 mil's coming back this year too?
I mean, I feel like 10 mil kind of had a comeback, but I don't think it's going anywhere. What I'm interested in, I want to count down the years to where 40 has a comeback.
Yeah, right.
Okay. What's different about...
I'd rather buy 10 mil all day long, though.
Exactly.
Like, now that I know there's 10 mil, 40 is not even on my radar at all.
Right, and most of your 10 millimeter loads are 40.
Well, I know.
That's all it is.
But it's...
And 10 millimeter died because it was fucking worthless, right?
It's a powerful fucking round, though. Right. Ballistically, it's more superior to the 40.
If it's
only
loaded.
because it's only because it's a hotter load that the what is it, the
and it still sucks.
The ability of that round comes out. I liked it. I like the 10 mil.
Comes back to handgun rounds suck. Still sucks at killing people. That's what I mean by still sucks. Like the advantages you're getting out of the 10 mil are dumb because you're better off going with the 3 accurate rounds of 9 mil within your 2 shots of 10 mil. You know,
again,
does that make sense?
I'm saying this,
and all of them suck compared to having a rifle.
I'm saying this like I own a 10 mil.
How about for a bear?
10 mil.
I still don't think, like, if I had to deal with a bear and I had like a mid-sized 9mm, like 15-round 9mm, I think it'd be fine.
He would use his samurai sword first before he would do anything. His katana would come out.
And granted, like, I'm not saying I'm going to hunt a bear with that, but I also think that I can pretty well deter a fucking bear with 9mm.
If you just keep shooting in the face,
right?
And eventually it'll just leave.
Right, like I'm not gonna pierce its heart with 9mm, but I can fuck up its knees. I can fuck up its face.
I'd have to look up the ammo company. There's an ammo company that makes a 9mm for bear.
Yeah, like ultra penetrating round. Yeah,
it's awesome because there's an old timer up in Alaska who shot a fucking grizzly with a fucking 9mm.
No shit.
Yeah, like an old Smith or some shit. Yeah. It's cool shit. But yeah, I agree.
Did he pull out 500 first, shoot bear, and then shot the bear with the 9mm? I was like, yeah, he's dead.
Because like I'm not going bear hunting with a handgun, and if I am, it's probably gonna be like a rimmed revolver case, like something ridiculous.
Sure, yeah,
like 454 Casull or 460 Smith and Wesson. Mm-hmm. I think there's a 480 Ruger. 480 Ruger. That's
460 round. 460. I've shot that round. I haven't shot 480. The 500, of course, but 460 was pretty fun to shoot. That thing is...
I think 460 is superior to 500. If I was going to go for one of those ridiculous revolvers, you get to shoot 5.45 out of it still, 45 Colt still, And then if you look at the penetration and ballistics out of a lot of loads at 460, you're doing better than 500.
That's kind of like if you look at a 50 AE, right? And you compare it to a like 408, for instance. Again, this is older. This is knowledge I had 12 years ago, but
Right.
I remember that the 408 Shy Tech Intervention, that round was superior to the 500 ballistically all around, like
Right.
penetration,
But people
distance.
love that .50, bro.
Yeah,
They love
they
the
love that 50.
half-inch holes.
So 50 BMG.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay,
What did I
you
say?
said
58.
58. Yeah, I was
BMG.
like,
Sorry.
why are
Action
we on
Express.
a handgun compare? I'm like,
'Cause
yeah,
we're
the
talking about
408's
handguns
going to
too.
win.
Because we're talking about handguns too, and I fucked it up. 50 BMG, yes.
Yeah.
Compared to a 408, that like that.
What do you
thing
think
was-
about 416 Barrett?
I heard that the 416 was good too. The 338 Lupua I heard was slightly better too.
Yeah, I mean, you just got to think like 50 was designed as an anti-tank round.
Yeah, anti-vehicle.
Way
Yep.
back in the day.
Anti-material.
Yeah, well, sorry, anti-material. Yeah, that's how they designated it. Was anti-material.
You sure?
Very.
Okay.
Very.
And went from
like,
an-
as positive as how
it went
sexy
from-
this bitch is. Yeah.
It went from anti-material, and then we were cleared to use it for anti-personnel as well.
You're talking about your days. I'm talking about like World War One.
That's what I'm saying.
I
Anti-material.
thought it was like a 12-7 or something stupid, like the old school fucking like tank guns was something ridiculous.
Well,
and it wasn't a 50.
Initially, the 50 was a tank
It's
gun.
23.
I'm not saying that was
23
all it was
millimeter?
designated to,
It was
but
like a 12-7.
but you got to think of World War One tanks. World War
It's easy to penetrate.
World War One tanks were like a totally different animal than what we even think of tanks by like the end of World War II.
Sure, I know, but
Because like even the fucking crazy ass guns you're thinking about, those were useless by the end of World War II.
I thought it was some like random fucking caliber.
There's a lot. That's the problem is
12.7.
that there's just a lot of fucking different ones.
Well, they took it in my day. Now it went to anti-vehicle, so it wasn't designated as anti-material anymore. It's anti-vehicle.
Yeah,
they actually took it away from Geneva Conventions. What did this? They took it away from anti-personnel, and they made it anti-vehicle because they said it was inhumane.
okay, but like the Barrett semi-auto 50, like that was always designed. That gun specifically was designed to be an anti, like, I forgot what they call it, like medium target or soft target or some shit, but like radio, like mobile radio units, like power facilities, that kind of, like meant to fuck up things like that. Not people. It was not meant to be a sniper rifle ever. It was never designed to be that accurate.
Yeah, the M82A3, I believe, is the one you're talking about, the military designation you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
The Mike 107, which I believe is the shorter one. I might be wrong on that. Don't quote me on that.
Yeah.
But they have it on the Navy ships. And those motherfuckers are badass because those only get brought out when it's like other ships that we're about to start taking down. So they go to the edge of the ship with those figure 50s and just start pegging the fucking boats, bro. Like knocking out their fucking communications, knocking out their windows, knocking out their personnel.
Yeah.
Like those things, those little shorties are so fucking badass. Navy's got some pretty cool toys on those fucking ships, man. They really do.
I believe it. Fucking back to SHOT Show.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry.
That's all right. No, it's fine.
We're going on these gun tangents. I can talk about guns all day long.
I fucking love it. I love going off on the gun tangents. Lot of cool shit. Like it becomes difficult. Like it's information overload, so it becomes difficult to kind of narrow down to any one particular thing.
What is the biggest thing that stood out to you at SHOT? Like the coolest
when you first get there? Here, okay, I'll start. How about if I just quiz you?
How about I had a
interview.
question? What fucking shit is this?
I'm going to interview you.
He's taking it over from you, apparently.
You said, what's the most thing that stands out? Go ahead. Sorry.
No, it's okay. Let's hear your interview.
No, because I was going to start. Because I wanted to start at the beginning because I feel like you're going to like that's the peak. So I wanted to start at the very beginning.
The thing that stands out the most is not what I was the most excited about, if that makes any kind of sense.
What is it?
So I went to check out JP. We're trying to get better relations, business, lame stuff with JP Enterprise. They do make a good ass fucking rifle, and getting to meet the guys there. But on the way there, I stopped by the Lancer booth, Lancer magazines, and they also make a bunch of different forends, carbon fiber forends, all that shit. Well, in SHOT Show, it's fucking basically damn near impossible to get in. So if you haven't been going consistently or you're a new company, the only way to do it is to piggyback along another company. And this fucking gun company, Alien something or other, I have some nice pictures I'll post on Instagram eventually with it. But
I love how big it is. Like just what you said right there. It's almost impossible to get in, so you have to piggyback.
Yeah.
I love that it's that big still. I love that it's that busy still. It's like my favorite
fucking
thing.
massive too. Like I did not. I maybe saw a third. I maybe saw a third of everything. Like
That's how big it is.
And I mean, I walked miles and miles every day.
I'm going next year.
Open to close.
I'm going next year. We're going next year.
Yeah. Anyways,
we'll talk.
Yeah, we'll talk. They made Alien something or other. I'll get the exact name later. But they made a gas-operated fixed barrel gun that's like a $5,000 pistol.
Whoa, what?
Yeah, but it's very interesting. I mean, it's a very unique, interesting gun. And that if you're going to talk about what the standout thing is, that stood out the most to me. But it's definitely not like anything I'm personally.
It's a $5,000 pistol. It was like
it's gas operated. It's supposed to be really, really awesome recoil.
Lago Arms,
probably
Alien pistol, Lago Arms.
There we go.
That.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That's it.
Let's see if I get. Yeah, I actually heard a lot about that.
I haven't heard anything about
it. It's supposed to be fucking fancy and ridiculous, and it's a new, relatively
like a
new
CZ.
group or some shit.
Yeah, I think so.
It looks like a CZ.
I will tell you what I was most excited about was the Brownells booth.
Why?
Fucking went there and nerded out because Ian and Carl from In Range TV and Forgotten Weapons were unveiling their 2020 project that they've partnered with Brownells to do.
Mm-hmm.
Their updated version to what I built, that Woodwood Stoner Do thing. And actually, that was cool of an experience. I'm actually on one of their videos. It's really kind of nerdy of me to be excited about.
Nerd. Yeah. I'm there. You guys got to go check it out.
There's a Q&A and I'm in it. It's no big deal.
If you watch the news tonight at 10 p.m., you'll see me. I'll be on the news.
Yeah, bro. I was just checking things out. And anyways,
look, there's me. There's me. I'm in the back right there walking across. That's me.
But more than that, just because I have that 2017, I might buy one of the lowers. I'm definitely not going to buy a complete gun. But the BRN 180, the upper, I've already been excited about. It's been out for a while. They've made
the 180, yeah.
They've made lowers.
Yeah, you're the one. You're the one that put me on to it. That 180.
They just came out with lowers to fucking match.
The charging handle's like.
So it's based on an Armalite 180.
Yeah.
Right. So they just came out with lowers to emulate, whatever you want to do, of an original Armalite 180, except it's like the upper, it's not stamped steel, it's forged aluminum. But it looks old school as shit, and they came out with a stock that isn't for sale yet, but it makes it look like an old school Armalite 180. I'm a sucker for that shit. I can see myself buying one of those. That is something I thought was probably the fucking coolest shit I saw there that I wanted the most.
You sent us a post about a long gun. I didn't get to. That's a long video, so I kind of like skimmed through it, and I realized it was like a kit that you buy for the rifle, and they're claiming 0.7 MOA.
Ah, yes, that
rifle.
I did not see it at SHOT Show. I saw it from someone I follow's kind of coverage, what they saw at SHOT Show.
Okay,
and it is pretty fucking interesting. A chassis system for an AR. Yeah. You should have watched this video I sent you.
It was too long. It was too long. I'm not even lying. I skimmed it and like watched like 5 minutes here, skimmed it 5 minutes here, and I kind of picked up on what they were going with. But the guy kept claiming that they took it out of the chassis, put it back on a regular standard free float rail, whatever, and they were getting random MOAs out of it. But the most consistent was like a 1.2 MOA,
right? And
they put it into this chassis. Sorry, chassis.
I like where this is going.
Chastity.
Chastity.
And when they put it into this chassis, they were getting consistently 0.7 MOA every single time, like it was consistent across the road.
That's cool,
and that's like bolt action MOA, man.
And yeah,
like, that's crazy.
That's their whole point, is that they were coming after it. Like, how do we bed and make a chassis system for bolt action? Well, why can we not apply those same fucking things to an AR? It's interesting, and it's not absurdly expensive. I mean, it's $1,700.
It's got to be heavy, though.
That's immediately what I thought of. Like, I want to know the weight.
It's got to be heavy.
If it's over 8 pounds, I'm out.
Yeah, it's got to be heavy as fuck. I'm totally on lightweight guns now.
Yep.
Yeah, after gunning with a fucking, what was it? It was like a 9.5 pound gun, almost 10 pound gun. That's without fully loaded.
I think 7.
I hated that.
6 to 7 is the sweet spot.
Yeah. Yeah, the one I have right now unloaded is like 5.5, 6. I think 6. I think it's like 6. And with fully loaded, it's fine. But dude, getting knee knocked with the fucking rifle when you're doing transition drills with a freaking 11 to 12 pound freaking rifle sucks.
Transition better.
I mean, it's all about what you want out of your gun. There's always trade-offs. Like you can get a lighter weight gun, but you're giving up stuff. You can have a heavyweight gun, but obviously giving up stuff. If you're gonna do sustained fire, you don't want a light gun. But I'm not planning on doing sustained fire. I'm not. This isn't supposed to be a fucking mounted SMG. Like,
yeah,
that's use it and leave.
What do you think about me going piston?
I don't have a problem
with an SBR.
Per se. I know that like that's why the 416 became a thing in the military because they found that they didn't like the inconsistencies they were getting out of a 10.5 from Colt. But this isn't the 90s anymore.
Yeah.
This isn't. So you could buy a Daniel Defense Mark 18, and I bet you would run just fine.
Suppressed.
Okay. But it's up to you. I get the need and want for a piston, for sure. Like, the only short barrel rifle that I really, really would like to get set up is a 7.62 by 39. Or 300 Blackout, but I'd like a little shorty AK. It'd still be cool. I think I'm just obsessed with AKs personally.
Small things.
Took you long enough.
Because I think that like I have what I consider my like quote unquote fighting rifle, and then now everything's just a fuck off toy.
Okay, so how extravagant do these vendors, these dealers at the SHOT Show get when it comes to their booths? Like, how crazy extravagant do they get? Are they really trying to attract new customers, or they just show off?
And to segue into that, were there booth babes?
I didn't.
Were there booth babes? No booth babes.
Nope.
Fucking stupid.
There had to have been booth babes.
Apparently, they like kind of held back on a lot of the different swag. That they used to give out like way more stuff. And it changed from booth to booth. Like HK, you ain't getting nothing. Knights Armament, they'll give you a sticker. Geisley, they're giving everybody lanyards. They're giving you 30% off cards. They're giving you patches. They're giving you stickers. Take whatever you want. We got it. And just
take the Geisley. Take the trigger. Get out of here.
Right. Geisley rifles are pretty dope too.
They're making some good shit.
I think there's a list of like really high end, high quality ARs that I feel like we might be sleeping on. That'd be cool to fucking take a look at, anyways.
Like
Radiant, the guys that make the fucking charging handles, they make a really badass rifle.
You were not the first to say that.
Geisley makes a good ass rifle.
Sorry.
Triarch.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, Triarch Systems.
Yes.
Bro, I want one.
Yeah, those look cool as shit. In my mind, I don't know, but like around the $1,700 mark, that's the maximum I'll pay for a rifle. But I think that like most of those try to get to that point. I don't know about Radiant. Radiant might be a little bit over that.
No, yeah. Triarch.
I love Daniel Defense, but I read about 2 different reviews that said the same thing of overgassing when suppressed. Like, you get a lot of blowback on their short system.
That's the common complaint I've heard too.
Yeah.
Is that
it kind of turned me off a little bit. I love Daniel. I'll still get a Daniel.
Aren't
but
you
like,
gonna get that though with the shorter and fucking suppressed?
If it's piston,
they want
that's
to overgas
That's
it.
the advantage of going piston is you have another bleed point that's not your face.
Yeah, that's the thought process I have going on with it.
I would say if you're going short, you should go to piston.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
It sucks because it's more expensive.
Yep.
What do you think of the SIG MCX?
The shorter one that they just can't. I don't like it.
Not like this, not like the super
MCX.
short one, just but like as a
M6. I think it's a good. I think it's a good system. I like it so far.
It's an Armalite 180.
I don't like how tall it is.
Yeah, the rails.
The rails are really. Okay. Again, when you've been in the gun world as long as us, right? You get picky on dumb shit. Like, people be like, "What are you talking about the rail?" Okay, guy, listen. I've shot so many guns.
Fuck you. It's my opinion.
Yeah, I just don't. I don't like the fucking rail.
I kind of feel you, but I've started to try to buy into it. And also, the Midwest Industries makes a rail.
I should just save up my money and get L-Dubs 45
when you can find them.
That's what I'm gonna do. Save up my money.
I talked to LWC. They are way behind
because everybody wants them.
Well, yeah, I mean they just don't have the capacity to make them. So they took these. They're like 1,200 orders behind, and they're they can only pump out about
1,201. That's fine. I'll just wait.
I think he said that they're pumping out like 300 a month right now. That's like as much as they can do.
Why the 45 subgun? Why not go to like a B&T or something?
It is specifically that gun.
B&T.
Just because it's new?
It's specifically that gun.
Also, I'm speaking out of turn here on this podcast. Inside information. They're going to come out this year with a 9mm. They just didn't want to announce it at SHOT Show because they're so far behind on the 45s, and they didn't want to have their dealers pissed because their customers want to cancel their 45 order and get the 9.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Is it Glock mags?
I
what are they running?
Doubt it.
No,
I don't know.
Oh,
I don't know.
But they're fucking running for the
UMP.
45. They're running, fucking
UMP mags.
Oh, they are. They are.
So
They are.
I don't know. I don't know.
My bad. I
will tell you this. There's a reason most reliable 9mm mags are curved. And that's why a lot of people haven't had great luck with going to 9mm.
Was it the right one?
Yes.
9mm PCCs.
I've done that before, bro. It's spit in the wrong
JP,
can.
bro.
9mm PCCs. JP.
I know.
There.
I know. And JP does it well because they're so super precise on manufacturing. But like there's a lot of problems with just most AR-15s that utilize Glock mags. Same reason why they had problems with Colt mags. What's that fucking newer one that's like a kind of inexpensive alternative to the Scorpion or like a
B&T.
The
TP9.
I know what you're
high
talking
power
Strobach, fucking high power.
There you go. Yeah,
that looks cool.
Yes.
Yeah, that looks cool.
B&T. Okay.
Oh,
I
sorry.
went to the B&T booth, and they make a bunch of guns that look really cool to me. But every time I get them in my hand, I don't like them.
Oh.
And that was no different. Like there's some contract they got with the U.S. military.
I was gonna say the Army
for like the super shorty. Yep. It's almost like a modernized MAC-10.
They don't give a fuck what you think. They got that contract with the Army.
Right.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. They don't give a
anymore.
fuck. Once you get that military contract, baby, that's it. They're done.
But manipulating the gun, manual alarms, it kind of sucks.
Yeah,
sure.
Safety's in a bad spot. I mean, again, my opinion doesn't matter to their fucking military contract, but I got excited about that gun. I'm like, oh, that looks fucking cool as shit. I'd be willing to spend some money and get a semi-auto version of that. It's not.
I want one.
I did too until I put it in my hand. It's very disappointing.
I think PCCs are not stupid, but they're stupid. But I want one.
What non-gun related companies did you get to see out there that you thought was pretty cool?
I mean, they're all gun related in some way.
Meaning when I say not gun, I mean specifically a firearm. Like, how about accessories? Was there an accessory company that had something that stood out pretty well?
So, met with a dude with Valhalla Tactical. Makes a couple pretty cool accessories, like a really, really low profile.
Is it because his name's Valhalla?
Run by an Asian dude.
What the fuck?
One for the Asians.
Makes a really low profile M-lock like finger stop, and then a super low profile light mount for scout lights, Surefire.
Yeah,
okay.
Cool.
And then he makes a very fucking cool designed articulating what would traditionally be considered a 45-degree mount for an RMR. And you can basically set the degree. So he had it set up on a couple rifles, and it was way fucking better of not having to tilt your gun way to an extreme. Basically, the second your eye is off of your red dot or traditional optic, because he had it on both, and you could go right to that fucking red dot. So that was pretty badass.
Cool.
And then it has a trap door underneath that you can unscrew and get the battery out of it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I kind of want to get one, but
So
I'm not spending fucking
$250 is what he wanted. As a business thing, he was just wanting too much, but very cool product.
I mean, it's a good design, or the thought of it is
very
design.
well thought out. It's ingenious. I like seeing shit like that.
So the RS Regulate rail, right? I had a problem buying that.
Uh-huh.
I really did, because the way I purchase things, I'm not rich, right? But I can afford things, and I have to justify what I'm spending. Like if I buy it, I hope to God whatever I'm buying, the money makes sense for what I'm buying.
Sure.
So the RS Regulate was a little much for the pocketbook, in my opinion, until I got it in my hand. I was like, oh man, I really like this thing. I actually think it was money well spent. Well, now you're getting into the era for that little mount like that. Granted, I think it's a wonderful idea. $250, man, it's just so expensive.
Made out of a titanium.
Yeah, I get it, but why?
I mean, it tickles your
I don't
balls.
need that. I don't need titanium.
Tickles your balls.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
Oh, that's $250 all day then.
Yeah, bro.
You didn't tell me it tickles my balls. Come on, you gotta give me details on this shit.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see where that comes up, whether someone starts making it for a more inexpensive price or he starts making it for a more inexpensive price. But I'm excited about the concept. And I recognize the need for it in at least one or more of my rifles. And I didn't like the fact that I felt like it was kind of a weak point on the rifle to add something like that. So having that articulation and making it more streamlined with the gun, I think helps in my mind justify it a little bit better.
Uh-huh.
Like I'm not adding as weak of a point on the gun. I don't know.
I think my shorties, I'm not going red dot. I'm going irons.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why. Something about I don't know. Something about it maybe is like I just didn't want to.
You
put
know what the
electronics
cool
on
thing is about irons
Mm.
is that you can change your mind later.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you probably will.
But there's got to be a company out there that still puts really heavy like work behind their iron sights. There has to be.
Yeah.
I don't. I've
Daniel
never,
Defense for one.
I get it, but I've never looked. You know, like I just don't. I don't recognize it.
Why?
But like,
Why the iron over
Tried and true.
everything better?
well, I mean, is it necessarily better? I mean,
Yes.
Yes.
yes, it can
is.
enhance. Yes, it can
Yes.
enhance your shootability. But
Yes.
I mean, fuck, why not? Yeah, I can still do irons well.
Force multiplier. I believe
Bro,
it's
I don't.
the
I don't have any
terminology.
multipliers. I have all just red dots. That's all I have.
That's a
Reference
force
points.
multiplier.
No, that's what he's. It's better for you being the shooter.
Force multiple. Okay,
Yeah.
I
That's-
misunderstood how you meant that terminology.
Yeah, that's the fucking bullshit military term, isn't it?
Yes.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, I'm the
Fucking
fucking guy
nerds.
that doesn't know shit over here.
I've never
Fucking
heard
It
force
makes
multiplier.
you a better shooter. It's less reference points. It's
Sure.
just fucking red and depressed compared to
You get bigger
line.
field of view,
I just want
less
irons.
fucking with your eye focus.
All right, well then Daniel
distance
Defense.
judging,
Daniel
judgment.
Defense made some good fucking irons, like
Yeah.
fixed post shit.
Yep, strong.
Triarch systems. They have it on all their shit, and they make that fucking awesome.
Tritium
Yeah.
front sight post.
Well, no, you don't need that. You want fucking.
I don't think
OG,
that's a good idea.
OG nerd.
Used to have a tritium front sight post.
I know. I've thought about it too, and I really don't think it's a good idea. I'd love for you to change my mind on that, but
No, because most of the time when I use my iron sights for those, I use the top of the iron sight.
yeah,
Like the front post, the front sight post. I always use just the top. I don't care what the hell's in the middle.
Are you going to put a torch on it then?
yeah.
Yes.
That's why I think
Okay.
the night sight stem.
So no. Well, at least you're seeing what you're shooting at. So no red dot, but we're going to put a torch on it.
Mhm.
So what? Because no battery for the red dot, or
No, just
Just-
wanted irons. I just want to go. I just want something that's just back to the basics. I guess it's no rhyme or reason.
More
for
and
like,
more, I'm finding like confidence in red dots.
same.
I've got red dots in everything.
Yeah. Oh, I know. That
Like,
wasn't a statement that
yeah.
you didn't feel that
Like-
way.
like
I just a statement that I genuinely.
I've got red dots in everything. I don't know. I just want something with fucking just irons.
You do it, boo boo.
well, like I said, you're able to change it whenever the fuck you want.
Go to that old school shit that Brownells came out with, that fucking little 3x or whatever the fuck it is, that retro.
Oh
the
yeah,
retro
the
amps.
fucking carry handle optic.
Yeah, do that shit, bro.
Nah,
I want to go to that.
I want.
That's cool.
I want whatever company out there is still into irons, like actually developing badass fucking front sight and rear sights. I want to put one of those in the rifle just because.
I think you
I've
should.
always been a fan of Daniels. I think they're fucking strong as shit. LMT's rear sight, but that's basically just a chopped carry handle.
How cool would it be if they had like that system that they have in the pistols now, where like, what is that ring that you're like looking through, and once the ring is completed, you're aiming straight or whatever, or aiming true. The SIG, SIG
Those things are dumb.
three. I think they are on pistols,
Yeah,
but
the
like
SIG.
No, on
SAS.
rifles too. It's a bad idea.
they have one on rifle.
You can put it on a rifle, yeah.
Nah,
And there's a couple companies that I've seen up on Instagram that have something really similar to that.
Fucking do it, bro.
It's a bad.
fucking do it.
I just want to do it just to do it.
You
I don't
should
know.
fucking
I'm
do it.
bored.
It'll be terrible.
In the firearm world perspective, like it's just I've shot almost everything.
PSA's coming out with some cool shit. Palmetto State doing some interesting
Because
things.
they're making mad fucking money because they have a really
Why?
good.
What do they have?
a really
They
good
came out
design
with their
team.
Dagger. Okay,
Okay.
it's a Glock Gen 3. Straight making a Glock Gen 3 for $300.
Dope.
They are releasing this year their MP5.
That's cool.
It's supposed to
I've
be
been hearing a lot
under
about that.
$1,500, but they don't have a hard price yet.
I've been hearing about that a lot.
Initially, they wanted $800, but they are talking more than that, which makes sense because you can't fucking make those guns that cheap. They have a newer generation of their AKs. They're not necessarily the newer generation. No major changes in the trunnions or anything, but they're bringing out FN barrels for their 7.62 by 39 setups. They're doing a 5.56 AK with a magwell that takes AR mags.
Oh, that's awesome.
So they're doing it in 5.56, 300 blackout, and 6.8 Grendel, 6.5 Grendel.
6.5.
6.5 Grendel. There we go.
And a Grendel, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So I like options. I think it's interesting. And their whole business model, they were overheard I'm talking about. Their whole fucking thing is like, we called ourselves Palmetto State Armory because we want to consider ourselves like the armory for the country. We want to get as many of these fucking things out there to the public as fast as possible because of the whole common use clause. So that the more AKs there are, that if we can get millions of AKs in people's hands and across America, they can't say it's not common use. Same thing. That was their whole thing with ARs, and that's why they want to do the dagger, make a Glock Gen 3 that's fucking $300, just pump it out there so that they can't say that it's not common use. That's their whole fucking idea.
Look at that.
That's one way to fight back. I fucking love that.
Trying to make a difference.
Cool company. They're doing it right. I mean, they're invested, like they own their own forges. So they forge their own AR-15 upper lowers, but they also are forging their own AK trunnions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They're not just buying it from overseas. They have their own forgery, and they're making that come up with, it's cool. I would like to see, Heat 2020, the fucking year of 545. I'd like to see next year them fucking come out with a 9 by 39.
I knew the next. I was about to say, what about that 9mm you've been talking about?
9 by 39 AKs. I want more.
The year 2021, the year of the 9.
Arsenal got asked that, and they came out with the AK-20. You guys see about the AK-20?
Yes,
it's cool. It's also heavy as shit. So in my mind, I will never own one of those. It's the same thing with like the Robinson Arms guns, like the XCR, whatever they have.
Yeah,
it's a cool gun.
Cool. They're huge.
It's fucking heavy. It's front heavy in particular. I can deal with a heavy gun, but it has to be anchored back, or at least really well balanced. This is front heavy. I fucking can't stand front heavy guns, mostly because I suck with them. But so the AK-20 came out, blah blah blah. They were asked that, like, are you going to do a 9 by 39? Because they came out with a 50 Beowulf AK. Kind of interesting, I guess, but like, who the fuck cares about 50 Beowulf?
Yeah, and that
the name's cool.
Well, they can't call it 50 Beowulf either.
Nope, yeah,
because the guy that owns it, the guy that owns it, or is it Adam's Arms? Some company that owns it, like once.
I think it is Adam's Arms.
Wants royalties for anybody that fucking uses the name,
the name actual, 50 Beowulf.
Yes. So they go by the number.
Wow.
Yeah, I think that's a good way of killing it and just having a 458 SOCOM, but
I think he's trying to give a hint too.
They said their biggest problem at the moment was magazines. So they're just trying to figure out how they can make magazines.
For the Beowulf?
No, for the
9
by 39. So they're hoping by next year, Arsenal will have a 9 by 39 out on the market. So, yeah, I mean, it's not... Arsenal's not going to be the cheapest thing under the sun, but they do make a good gun. I like the Bulgarian stuff. There's Serbian AKs are coming in.
Serbian.
So Yugo, Yugoslavian.
Yeah.
That's Serbia now.
Okay.
Serbian, they just basically came over stateside and are importing and building their own shit in the United States.
Fucking jams.
Yeah, so
that's awesome.
That's reaching the $800 price point for AKs and still being really fucking high quality. Very, very cool, very interesting things going on with the AK world. I like more options. I get excited about options. So
I'd like to design something from the ground up that's just different that would use similar calibers.
I hate it. I used to be that way. I used to like that shit. Now I hate it all because I think everything and I'm totally have the wrong attitude. Eventually someone's going to prove me wrong and come up with the next greatest thing. But I feel like everything's a waste of money that's not an AR-15.
Yeah.
Because there's so many, like the MCX, waste of money. The Brin 2, waste of money. Fucking Armalite, 180 fucking waste of money. Faxon makes I think they literally call it the ARAK, the ARAK. Waste of money. It's fucking cool. It's unique. It's also super expensive. Like you can't you can't build something new without it needing to have to go through growing pains. And how you get through those growing pains is having a bunch of people or government pay you to make a fuckload of them. And you figure out all the little quirks and kinks and everything to work out.
Right.
And we already did that with an AR. So, and that's why AKs sucked in America, not because these armories all across the world didn't go through that, but American manufacturers never did. So now what's that? Sorry, I'm bouncing all over the place, but Kalashnikov USA is finally coming out with an actual 7.62 by 39 AK this year. But the reason they sucked because it's kind of difficult to develop something from the ground up and make it well. So I don't know. That's why I'm a sucker
Lasers.
Laser beams.
That's the next. I mean, we got the Space Force now. They got to be laser guns. Yes, they shoot 9 by 17,000 gigawatts. Is the ammunition
Railguns?
A little much right now.
We have 17 caliber railguns.
17.
Super tiny, fucking crazy fast moving things.
40 watts or something. I'm trying to think of the Terminator.
Yeah, I can't remember it either.
Speaking of blasters,
yeah,
this is something Han Solo would probably shoot first with.
He's very excited about this new gun. We talked about it at the beginning. Oh, why don't you tell the audience what you have in your hand?
I'm going to go dress mine up now because
it will never be this cool. 34 MOS with fucking a RMR. What is it? The RM06 with a Surefire 300V. Because it can go IR.
IR.
Yeah, for the nods. High sights and fucking new bucket, Safariland. And it's amazing. I've had sex with it like 5 times.
That's it?
Today.
Oh, my bad. Today. Right before I came
Right before I came
I
over.
was in the car.
Yeah.
My 5th time.
Took me a minute. I like it. I like it a lot.
What about any new companies that are coming out with things like lubrication maybe or cleaning kits or anything like accessory wise?
Like I said, with SHOT Show, it's so established and there's so many people and it's so big. Everybody's trying to get in, they can't. There was an event they call it the pop-ups on the 5th level, to where they for one day they take over the 5th level of this hotel and everybody's crammed into this space, and it is fucking crammed. I tried to walk through to go to a high-end pistol manufacturer. I don't know how long he's been around, but again, someone that makes $5,000 pistols. It's a version of a 2011, and it you were fucking squeezing through all this crowd of people because they had so many people packed in there. Not only like people trying to go see all the booths, but all the booths being right next to each other. So it's definitely the place of the establishment. But there's also companies that I didn't realize have been around, like Fizzin Sights.
You've mentioned that before.
I didn't know about them. I thought possibly they were an offshoot of Ameriglow because Ameriglow got bought out by Trigicon.
Haven't they been around forever?
Apparently that is the case.
Yeah?
Yeah, I just had never heard of them.
Fizzin, maybe it wasn't from you. I think what it was that they got bought out, and the guy who sold it ended up making a new sight company called Fizzin. It used to be Ameriglow. That's
what I thought.
That's what I've heard too. That wasn't from you.
Are you sure? Because I'm pretty sure I've told you that.
That was a while ago when I heard about Fizzin Arms, because I was trying to buy a new front sight post for somebody that I broke their sight when I was trying to fix it. And so I was buying a new front sight post, and I remember that information was given to me then. I don't believe it was you who told me.
Because Trigicon didn't buy, and it doesn't mean that story's not true, and Trigicon wasn't the one that bought it, but Trigicon didn't buy Ameriglow until last year. They bought them last year. So, and they're still kind of their own thing for now. I don't know what
because they were still using Trigicon's tritium.
Yeah, but everybody does. That's really the tritium that you're using is like one of the most inexpensive parts of the whole thing. You can go buy a fucking bag of vials of tritium for super cheap on eBay right now.
You might grow a third nipple, but that's fine.
It's not even dangerous to have. Like the fucking British, the English tritium compasses.
Yes.
that Stoner used to be obsessed with.
Yeah.
Yeah. They like technically weren't allowed to be imported into the United States, but people were sneaking them in. It's totally like, I don't know. Tritium is really overblown by how dangerous it is. But I mean, as long as you're not breaking those vials and huffing the gas as fast as possible, you're pretty much safe.
So
What happens if you do?
You
that?
get radiation poison after you do it enough.
Yeah, it's like a Simpsons episode.
If I just eat it, if I just eat the vials,
As long as they don't break, I think you just
swallow it.
I think your poop just glows.
I can see my shit in the middle of the night. That's all I've ever wanted. That's funny as fuck. Well, dude, man, I'm super jealous. I've been wanting to go forever, man. I've been working in the gun world for 10 years and never had the opportunity to go. And when I did have the opportunity to go, I just couldn't get off.
It was exhausting. It was a really fun experience. It's one of those things I can't imagine not doing again ever again.
See, like that's
I feel
would get
obligated
excited
to go now all the time.
Yeah.
Definitely a lot of people treat it as a party. Vegas is a weird city, man.
Yeah.
Like you get off the plane and the first thing, literally, you get off the ramp from the plane, and the first thing you see is slot machines, people gambling. You try to follow the signs to your baggage, and as you're walking down to your baggage claim, it's baggage claim on the left, liquor store on the right. Open container laws all throughout the strip.
That's awesome.
I was getting drunk with one of the guys from JP Enterprise and a bullet designer from Spear, a bullet coder for Federal, and one of the guys that worked at Federal. I know he's an engineer, but I don't know exactly what he did. But you know the Simtech ammunition, that red coated bullet that's like fucking taking the world by storm in the competition world.
Yeah.
I met the guy that coats them. He coats them for Federal. So
Cool.
he and another group, like a group of engineers, worked for 3M, and then they closed his plant down. I'm presuming to move it to China. 3M's just, I don't know if you know
like
what
everything.
Exactly. Like it's 3M's one of those things where they're so big you don't know what they do.
Yeah. Like they've been around forever and they make almost everything that you use. And I didn't even start paying attention to 3M on how many things that they make.
Yeah.
Until like I started working for a gun shop. Like before that, like I remember 3M was like was just the tape.
Yeah.
That's it. Like when you said 3M, I thought tape. That's all I thought. I didn't realize they make
medical supplies.
Yeah, they make everything.
Ear protection and eye protection and fucking everything.
They make everything.
Anyways, a group of these guys that were engineers there were like, okay, well, fuck it. We're going to pool everyone together and make our own company. So they made their own company and they do some stuff for the medical side of things. And then they came up with a way of coating these bullets very fucking fast. So they do it for Federal. It was funny because he's fucking hammered. By the time I got there, they were all hammered. When I got there, my JP rep was like, this is how you hack Vegas. You order one beer, then you got the glass, then you have the backpacks full of beer.
As long as you're drinking out of the glass.
And they all were fucking hammered already. It was like, I don't know, 7:00. The show got out 2 hours ago. They had to have just immediately started drinking right after.
Why not? Solves problem.
But yeah, it was funny to hear him talk about like that guy had to come up with a way to cut and make lead cores for projectiles faster than anybody else because pretty much everybody does the same thing. And he came up with a new way of doing it. And it was one of those deals to where Federal's just kind of so big and bloated that like to admit that he did that would just make too many people look bad. So they just pretended like he didn't.
It on the down low, yeah. That's funny.
But very, very cool. It was a really cool experience to kind of meet some different people of the industry.
What about sharp objects, knives, blades? Were there any cool companies out there?
Fucking, of course. Yeah, there's all kinds of people. I stopped by the Spyderco booth.
Did they have anything cool?
Yeah.
Anything new, or it's pretty much
that was more about trying to get my rep, get my rep and get her information so that I can try to get it in my storefront. It's one of those things. A bunch of the higher ups in my company likes Spyderco, and we just don't dedicate that much effort into knives. So it's been on the back burner. I just wanted to have like an end of like, oh, we can fucking email this person. But Tops knives.
Tops make some good shit.
So many fucking cool knives. The Apache is still my favorite fucking like field survival knife kind of thing, which is not the crowd we cater to at all in my retail store. So not anything I can ever stock, but
the
cool
tracker,
fucking knife.
the tracker that they make, that fat bladed one.
Yep.
I heard was nominated a few times as like some of the top blade of the year for like survival.
Yeah.
Because they have everything. You can chop, you can slice,
and they do a bunch
carve,
of cool, like smaller conceal carry style knives.
I have a Strike Eagle.
Yeah,
it's a
my
fight
feeling,
blade.
I can't ever talk myself into one of those little ass knives. I don't know why, because I carry a pocket knife that's just as small.
Yeah,
but a fixed knife, I feel like well, yeah, but it could be bigger, and then I'll never carry it.
Could have a tracker.
That's Chase's problem all the time.
Carrying a big knife?
No, it could be bigger.
Oh, yeah, you just gotta flick it. It gets bigger.
You just gotta flick
Stimulation.
it. Yeah, just a little flick. That's it. I'm done.
Egg girl. Egg girl. I have a tracker. It's a fucking.
You do have a tracker, do you?
Yeah, bro.
You have the smaller one or the bigger one?
No,
the big one, right?
Oh yeah,
yeah. Dude, I've wanted one for it. You know what? Yeah, you do have one because I remember talking about it.
Yes,
I remember talking about it with you.
The man blade of things. It does everything.
I know you fuck your shit up too. How
so
about?
Ridiculous. It's fucked up,
but it still works. Yeah,
it still works.
It's like
Big chunk of
if
metal.
a survival knife fucked a hatchet.
Yep, exactly what.
You know what a sleeper knife that in the knife world that actually works really well as a survival blade is a Mora knife.
Yeah, they're
it's
cheap.
A $15 fucking knife.
Cheap, good,
Swedish blade. It's a
good
Swedish
grind,
steel.
Good everything.
This thing will work for everything. Sharp as fuck right out of the box, and it fucking works for everything. And it keeps its edge for a while.
Yeah, that's the thing with any knife. Like anything can be sharp. It's just about blade retention. You can make fucking make aluminum
keeping
sharp.
it there.
Yeah, but it's like it holds up really well, and it's like a ribbed blade. It's like a
wavy.
Yeah, it's like
serrated kind of blade.
It's not serrated.
I think what you're talking about is a type of serration.
It's a straight blade, like flat, right? But the above the edge is like rippled all the way down. It's like I don't know. I can't explain it.
So it's not the edge that's rippled. It's the behind.
It's like above the edge.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have one in my bag. I'll see if I can bring it out and show it to you. But it says I bought one. It's $15 fucking, and that thing fucking holds up.
Because that's generally how you can get away with having a knife have blade retention with it being a lower quality metal, is making it a type of serrated blade. That's why a lot of like inexpensive steak knives have that serration.
Yeah.
To where like it's like wavy and then it has the grooves in it. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about. Like if you ever edited a fucking Applebee's or an Outback Steakhouse. Like, they're all the same shit.
I've got actually 2 steak knives in my drawer from a high quality steak restaurant. Yeah, it was my birthday a few years ago, and somebody got it for me and took them for me for my birthday, and they're from a high quality steakhouse, and they're really nice knives.
Is it a good steakhouse?
It's a very good steakhouse.
Oh, okay.
No, well then that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about cheap ass shit.
No, it's a very good steakhouse. They're really nice looking knives.
Well, I know we're kind of starting to run on time, so another huge thing that I wanted to get to on this that I thought was fucking awesome, I'm really excited about, is I hopped in a talk that Diana Muller did. And if you don't know who that is, she is a competitive shooter, and she heads up what's called the DC Project. And she basically, a couple years back, wanted to get female shooters and tie them to their legislators. Because you can make appointments. When you go to DC, you can go demand basically an appointment, and they're obligated to hear you out, your state representative. But you can only do it for your state. So she organized 50 females, one from every state, called it the DC Project. If you saw her talking to Congress and saying, if you enact these gun legislations, I will not comply, talking about how she wouldn't give up her AR-15. Like, that was her. And she is going at it from a good angle, going at it from like the same kind of angle we do, of like, listen, people don't care about facts and figures. You can come at them from that angle, but you're not really going to get anywhere. You go way better by coming at it from a more human perspective. And
ask him the hard to ask questions. Like, look him in the eye and be like, so you don't want me to defend myself?
Right.
Or you don't need an AR-15 to defend yourself.
Or when you hear like a female that like, I was brutally raped and stabbed multiple times, and I never want to have to be in that position again.
Yeah.
Like, genuinely,
Period.
that happened to me. Or my fucking stalker came and murdered my husband in front of me, and he's still sending me letters from prison. I don't want to fucking be a victim ever again. Like, these are all real fucking stories that happened, and that's what the DC Project's about. And they're trying to expand to be a more state-level, county-level kind of thing, to where they get representatives all over the country to deal with their representatives on the state level. So I'm really excited about it. I with the company I work with, have talked the owner into setting up like a easy way to donate to them. And one of the ladies does a podcast radio thing that I haven't had a chance to get into, but she gave me her card. I'm pretty excited to check it out. Eye on Target Radio.
Fuck yeah.
Amanda is her name, but she's a really cool lady. That was probably a huge highlight of meeting a group of people that want to make a difference in a different way.
Just like we want to, man.
Yeah. No, it's I fucking love like having that like-mindedness, even though we're coming from two very different perspectives.
Yeah, because you hear a lot of the negative on it, but when you start hearing and seeing it for your own eyes that we are really big, we're a very large group of people that we could be just as vigilant. It makes me feel really good too.
I've talked about it before. I know Chase agrees with me. I'm sure you agree with me. Of like, the 2A community is this like really nebulous thing to where like we all agree on this one thing. Most of the time, we don't agree exactly the same way, and we probably have all kinds of different disagreements. That's
sure.
why like the 2A community can turn on you, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
if you say the wrong thing. But I love finding people that are in a different bubble, but they're still in the gun world and they still fighting for the same shit.
I like it too. Anyway, that's all we have tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for tuning in to the Covert Standard. We really appreciate you guys. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe everything you can. Tell your friends about us. Post some things. Share our post. We have been posting a lot more. We've been posting a lot about SHOT Show on there too, so you guys check out the content. It's pretty fucking awesome. Coming to you from Bad Karma Live.
Through analysis, I can't even pronounce it, becomes fucking paralysis.
Through
analysis.
Analysis
through
becomes
analysis.
paralysis.
I can translate.
Through
analysis.
Say it for me.
Analysis.
Good. Say that third one.
The third one?
Yes.
Oh, you have a whole bunch of them, huh?
Yeah, of course I do. Third one from the bottom.
Oh, from the bottom.
Yeah.
Okay. Through analysis becomes paralysis.
Through
Don't
analyst.
think.
That's yeah.
I've got clear malfunction.
If you want something, you should, clock in and go to work.
Clock in and go to work. I am the Nitro Panda. Don't forget to go to our website, www.covertstandard.com. Follow the social media platforms of all the names I just told you as well.
Yeah, I mean, reach out to us. Let us know what was your favorite thing from SHOT Show this year.
Hell yeah.
There's so many cool shit. I mean, just if you see something we didn't talk about, bring it to our attention because there's too much going on.
There is a lot of things going on, and we'll take current events. And if these things, if it's something that we haven't been paying attention to, we'll gladly be able to air this.
I wish I could remember that chassis system. It was something that started with an A.
And,
I can't remember
and
either.
whiskey.
Anyways,
but
see you
that
guys
was
later.
a cool fucking thing.
Love you guys. Goodbye.
Whiskey
Whiskey too.
Bye.
Whiskey too.
Athena Rifle Product.